And that's going to do it for the news for tonight. But don't forget to tune in next week. We have a brand new lineup in store for you. It's a battle for copyrights versus wrongs, and it looks like the illegal downloaders may win this fight. A California judge recently ruled that it will not take legal action against people who illegally download copyrighted material. So, does this open up the floodgates to stolen movies and music? And if so, could it mean the end of Hollywood as we know it? We'll explore. And stealing music might not be considered such a big deal, but it's a whole other ballgame when it comes to stealing information, which is why the U.S. government is once again trying to unravel the World Wide Web with yet another set of bills clamping down on internet freedoms. We'll tell you all about ACTA 2.0. Plus, while the debate rages on over racial inequality in the U.S. and questions loom over the legality of vigilante justice, volunteers in Arizona are forming a so-called special missions unit that will legally be allowed to patrol the border. So, are we destined to see more tragic cases of Americans taking the law into their own hands? We'll question more. And those are just a few of the stories we have in store for you next week, along with much more news and in-depth interviews. So you should keep it tuned right here to RT.
The line dividing Arizona and Mexico is closely watched by the U.S. Border Patrol. Armed with military equipment, federal agents attempt to keep the peace. But for some living in this scenic desert region, there is no peace here.
What we are seeing on the Arizona border is an insurgency.
The perceived threat of cartel violence spilling over from Mexico has led to a proposal for a new border militia.
Here, along the U.S.-Mexico border, it's one of the most heavily fortified anywhere in the world. Evidence shows that the Obama administration has spent plenty of federal dollars in order to help secure the border, but to some people in Arizona, that still isn't enough.
The proposed Special Missions Unit would allow armed volunteers to pursue and arrest people they suspect to
Well, the Supreme Court this month will hear arguments for and against Arizona's so-called Show Me Your Papers law, also known as SB 1070. And in the meantime, the state has been putting together more tough anti-illegal immigration laws. The state Senate has passed a bill there which funds and sanctions an armed civilian militia with the distinct duty of patrolling the border for immigrants and smugglers. Now, some living near the U.S.-Mexico border feel the government is not addressing their security concerns, so they think it's their duty to take action. But critics fear
Well, failure to launch, an embarrassing moment for North Korea after their rocket breaks into pieces shortly after takeoff, not even making it outside of the Earth's atmosphere. And now a lot of fear-mongering is underway.
Of course, the nuclear-armed nation claims it's simply trying to put a weather satellite into orbit. But today, the experts have already warned that the same type of rocket could one day carry a nuclear warhead to the United States.
That this is a test of a rocket that can carry potentially even a nuclear weapon.
Trying out technology which could ultimately deliver a warhead to America's western doorstep.
But the bigger picture in all of this, John, is what happens next, because in the past, the North Koreans have followed up these kind of rocket launches with nuclear tests.
Meanwhile, the White House has condemned North Korea for violating international law, calling it a provocative action. And now Washington says it will stop giving food aid to the country. The move violates UN Security Council resolutions aimed at blocking the country from developing nuclear weapons. The council holding a meeting today to figure out what to do about all of this. But with all the hype surrounding the country launching the rocket,